If you're not an addict of any sort, or you're not affected by addiction of any sort, this probably isn't for you. However, practically everybody I know is affected by addiction. Specifically, I know more alcoholics than I'd care to want to know, but I know them. And on that subject, the Alcoholics Anonymous Blue Book, it's called. It's the book with all the stories and how it was founded and how to work the program that they invented or designed from various sort of other places in the area. Anyway, these 12 steps come together, and the big book, as it's commonly known, has been a problem for many people with reading ability or understanding the language that's in it, because it was written published in 1939. Anyway, we're in 2025, and what they've done is they've involved some outsiders, academics and knowledgeable people, and they've come up with a simple version, a plain, simple description of how and why and what and who and where anybody with a problem can possibly go to. So I'm going to read it. In the beginning of thereabouts, they asked the medical profession, how can you help us? And they tried since man was crushing grape, there's been alcoholics, and they couldn't fix us. They were stumped. But this one fella, he worked with alkies for years. He was approached by one of the founding members of Alcoholics Anonymous, and he was asked by the alcoholic, can I be allowed to do something? Which essentially was just go onto a ward and talk to other people that were alcoholics. And the doctor was asked to write a letter. Now, there's a 1939 published version, which really is, for that era. But this, importantly, is where and why I'm actually filming this. And I'm hopefully going to go through the whole book. And I know it'll register with some people. I know it will. I'm not wasting my time. Just one will do. A couple have come through in the last week. So, potentially their lives saved. So in plain language, the doctor's opinion, the first part of it, he did two parts. He didn't want his name on the first part because he thought he'd be called an ally of a bunch of nutters, pissheads. I am a medical doctor who has worked with alcoholics for many years. In 1934, I had a patient who struggled to get sober. He was a businessman who made lots of money, so he seemed stable and successful in some important ways. He could just not stop himself from drinking. I had worked with alcoholics like him before and sometimes felt like they could not be helped. That doesn't get much simpler, does it? This fella's worked in the original, he explains what he's done. He's done it for decades, worked with alkies, and he couldn't help him. This man came into my hospital. In 1934, I had a patient who struggled to get sober. I haven't read that bit. This man came to my hospital 3 separate times to try and get sober. The third time I worked with him, he told me about an idea he had, and I agreed to let him try it. Simplest idea in the world. He wanted to tell his story to other alcoholics at the hospital. Ba-boom, that's it. He wanted to explain to them why he drank and how he felt. He did this, and then he asked the other patients to do the same thing. Many of them agreed to do it. Why wouldn't you? They shared their stories with each other and continued to do so for many months. Brilliant. Now, my businessman patient is sober. More than 100 other people have also joined his community of recovered and recovering alcoholics, and they have all stayed sober just by helping each other. They have changed their lives. Now, there's not much of a cult there, is there? There's not much of a religious sort of connotation, alignment. This is just a medical man. I have worked with many patients who tried multiple methods to stop drinking, but nothing helped them. My patient's methods seem to work, even for alcoholics who struggle for a long time to get sober. Because of this, I believe he may be able to save thousands of lives. There's 3 million odd people now in AA. And the offshoots, the branches that have come off it, come on. You know, it works if you work it. If you are reading this letter because you are not sure if his program can help you, I hope I have convinced you. You can trust this program and all the people who have joined it. You can trust us. End of part 1 of the plain big book.